Hello, welcome back to Adventures with Autism. So in this video, I'm going to look at the Ride Access Pass for Legoland. Now the Ride Access Pass is a system that runs across all the Merlin sites. For this video, I'm going to focus on Legoland. But I'm going to first start off with saying, what is Ride Access? So it's a good point. So Ride Access is a way to access rides and attractions if you have some sort of additional needs. That could be a physical disability, additional needs, learning difficulties, whatever. There's a variety of qualifying factors to allow you to get the Ride Access Pass. I'll put a link below for the Merlin sites and what your eligibility is, what proof you might need to be able to get that. We have one for James and for Robert. We've got one for Robert. We used his blue badge to get that. And then for James, we had a letter from the pediatrician and allowed us to get the Ride Access Pass. So I'll put an image up here of what that ride access looks like. It's a pass and it is valid across all Merlin Parks. So Alton Towers, Thorpe Park, Legoland, Chessington, Sea Life, anything on the embankment. It's owned by Merlin. This ride access pass will allow you to access those facilities. It does expire after a certain amount of time, so you will have to resubmit evidence, but they do last a fair amount of time. Now, for the park specifically, that ride access, it allows you to use a disabled entrance for any ride. And that does vary from ride to ride where that entrance is. It might be the exit of the ride. They might have a specific entrance. But in this video, I am going to show you where they are for all of the rides at Legoland. Now, for the ride access pass, so for each pass, you are allowed the pass holder plus 3 extra people. So 4 people in total. That is very important. There has been quite a lot of abuse in the past. I've seen some people use one pass for 5, 6, 7, 8 people. That is down to the parks to police. It happens. We just have to sort of get on with it. But the parks have been better at policing that, and it is down to the ride attendants to allow how many people are on. We do have 2 ride access passes, so we can manage as a family of 5 using both passes to get on all the rides. What is ride access and how does it work specifically for the parks? So what ride access is, essentially, it is a virtual queuing system. So for people like James, for Robert, they just cannot manage queuing in a normal queue for extended periods of time, especially when you start talking about an hour, 90 minutes for a queue. They just can't wait that long. They haven't got the patience, the understanding to stand in a confined space. It just causes them too much distress. So what the ride access allows them to do, you will go and use a disabled entrance. You will use your ride access pass, however that is. And then once you've used it, it times out for however long that queue is, whether it is 20 minutes, half an hour, 90 minutes, whatever. It then means you can't use your ride access pass for that amount of time. So it means that you're still technically queuing for the same amount of time as people using the normal queue. However, you are able to manage it and not have to stand in that confined space for that amount of time. You are able to let them relax off the ride whilst waiting. It allows them to wait at their own rate, their own pace. So that's a big misconception. People who've got this pass can just use as many rides as they want all day, every day. It's not true. You still have to wait the same amount of time as everyone else. It's still about managing queues, finding a queue that's smaller before you go for a big one, so you're not having to wait so long in between rides. It's exactly the same as queuing as a normal person. You just manage it slightly differently. So, how does it work for Legoland? So for Legoland and Chessington, they have a digital ride access system. For Alton Towers, I believe for Thorpe Park, although I've not been there, they have a paper system. Works exactly the same way. You show the ride attendant it then gets timed out. So for Legoland, I'll put the link down below. They have a website that you go to. Now, this website is the same for people who want to use normal reserve and ride that you can pay for, like the fast passes, and for ride access. Once you've registered your ride access pass under your email address, you then don't have to go to guest services or the ride access office every time you go to Legoland. You simply go to this site, you activate your ride access for the day, and that's it. You can use it. There's no more waiting around in queues trying to get the ride access. So I'll put it up on screen now. This is what it looks like, the website. Once you've redeemed your pass for the day, you will be greeted with this site, and you can filter by name, by wait time, but these are all the websites at Legoland. You'll see here I've got like Aero, Nomad, Balloon School, and you've got the queue times there to look at. So all you do, you go in, say Balloon School's at 30 minutes, you'll go in, and you'll see there's an option that says Get On Now. You've got the paid option there as well. But all I have to do is click on Get On Now. And what that will then do is generate a QR code that we can scan. Now that QR code, it won't expire. You can see it's for 5 guests because we have the 2 passes. For 1 pass, it will just say 4 guests. So all you do, you go to the ride access entrance, whether that's the exit, a specific site, a specific disabled space, wherever. You go to the ride attendant and you show them this code and they will scan it on their device. Once they've scanned it, they'll let you on. And then that will register on the app and it will time out. So you then won't be able to use another ride for 30 minutes in the case of this ride. And that's it. You go to a ride and you just activate the code and scan it. If you decide you don't want to use this ride, you can always just go cancel it. They can't scan it and it doesn't time out your pass. So if they decide they don't want to go on that ride, you just cancel the QR code. It's as easy as that. And then you just go find another one. For Legoland, there are 2 exceptions. You've got the Fire and Ice Freefall and Lego Mythica Flight of the Skyline. I'm going to look at Mythica specifically because it is the newest ride. It's nice and big. It's really good fun. I really would recommend it if you go. Now for these 2, they're slightly different. All of the other rides, you can use your ride access pass as many times as you want. As long as you wait for that timeout to expire, you can then go back on that ride and you can use your ride access pass for it. The Mythica and for Fire and Ice, you can only use each ride access pass once per day for that ride. It is because they are very popular and they do get quite busy. It works exactly the same way. You'll just book a slot and you will get a QR code. The big differences are for Mythica, specifically, you have to book a time slot. They will open up those time slots throughout the day. So you can see here, I've got the option to reserve. It does look slightly different. And I can see I can use 5 people for this and I click next. And you can see I've only got a certain amount of time slots available. Some will open later in the day. Some have already expired. Some are full. I've got one here between 3:40 and 3:41 p.m. And I can just click on that and generate the QR code. Now the big difference here is that it does expire. So as I mentioned, all the other QR codes, they don't expire. With Mythica, once you hit that time, you've got 15 minutes to use it. If you don't use it, that QR code will then expire and you then can't use it. So that is very important to note for Mythica. Once you get the QR code, you have to use it at the right time. Otherwise, you won't be able to use it. It's not quite as strict with Fire and Ice, but you can still only use it once per day. So that's it for Ride Access Pass for Legoland. I hope that explanation was great. If you have any questions, by all means, drop me a comment. I'll try my best to answer them. In the rest of this video now, we've got all of the other rides at Legoland and where their ride access entrances are. If there's any rides that you think I've missed, you want to know more about it, again, just drop me a comment. I'll answer anything more that you like. And if you like the content, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. I know I've got another video coming up for Chessington. And then next time I go to Alton Towers, I'll try and get the same thing in. So I look forward to hearing you soon. Thank you.
I'm so done with I'm so done with oh I'm so done with I got tons of soul I got tons of soul I'm so done with it.
right here. I'm just spending my time. Sometimes you laugh when I cry. Sometimes I ask myself why. There's not a lot to do, but I'd like to be near you. Maybe we're living a lie. Sometimes I ask myself why. But when the sun comes out, I know it's for everyone. People can survive. Feeling hope is for anyone. If we rise, then they will rise. I'm watching you breathe in your sleep. I'm thinking you mean so much to me. Sometimes it feels like it's over. Sometimes it feels like you're over me. But when the sun comes out, I know it's for everyone. People can survive. Feeling hope is for anyone. When the sun comes out, I know it's for everyone. People can survive. Feeling hope is for anyone. If we rise, then they will rise. Stand back, you ought to see I'm busy. Wait up till later when I'm dizzy. I guess I should say that I'm sorry for all the times I know I'm in a worry. You came to me so warm and bright. I felt alright, always felt alright. Okay, it's coming around again. I say it's always so evident. This way, passion can start from me.